Welcome to second quarter. Relations and functions. So today is October 13th, which is the first day of the new quarter. Welcome, second quarter. No, you don't have to write that. Okay. So, a relation is a set of ordered pairs. So, anytime you see a set of ordered pairs, it's a relation. So, see how it has the brackets around it? All of these are called a relation. So, with the relation, we can make a table and we can make a graph. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make a table of the ordered pairs and then we're going to graph them. So, to make a table of the ordered pairs, you're going to make an X and you're going to make a Y. Remember that the first number in the ordered pair is your X, the second number in your ordered pair is the Y. And when you go to make the table, you just make them, you just write it the way it is in the ordered pair. So it would be -5, 2. It'd be -3, 4. It'd be -1, 6. It would be 0, 8, and then 1, 10. And that's basically your table. Okay? So when I ask you to make a table of ordered pairs, that's exactly what I mean to do. Okay, so this is a table, and I'm sorry, we're going to make a mapping and we're going to graph. So this is a table. Now a mapping is 2 ovals.
Whoa.
Yep. They don't have to be huge, but I just make them big because, well, you have to see them. And we do have to put a lot of numbers in. When you go to make your mapping, though, we're going to put those numbers in order from smallest to largest. And we're going to put our X's here and our Y's here. So our X's are -5, -3, -1, 0. Well, they just happen to be in order, so that's nice. Not always are your X's in order, but you always are going to write them in order from smallest to largest. So in your mapping, smallest to largest. And then with your Y's, you're going to do the same thing. This does not happen very often, but apparently when I made this example, I decided to put everything in order. And then you just map it. What it means is you draw a line from one number to the next. You draw -5 to 2, -3 to 4 because that's an ordered pair, -1 to 6 because that's an ordered pair, 0 to 8, 1 to 10. Not always is it going to line up that way. It just happened to be that way. So you're just going to map it onto your ordered pair. So your 2 might have been down here and you would have just drawn a line. And I think I have an example like that for us to do. Now we're going to graph the points. So whenever you go to do this assignment on Thursday, you're going to have to make a table, you're going to have to make a mapping, and then you're going to have to graph it. So we're going to go, so to graph -5, 2, you guys remember how to do that? You're going to go over to the left, -5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since it's +2, you're going to go up 2. You're going to go over to 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember the first number in your ordered pair is left or right. The second number in your ordered pair is up or down. So -1, and then it's 6, so we're going to go up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to do the same thing. 0. So 0 means you don't go left or right at all, but you're going to go up to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 110. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there you go. So we made a table, we made a mapping, we graphed it. That's what you're going to have to do on your assignment.
Miss, did you go?
Now, a relation, a set of ordered pairs, always has a domain and range. So, see how there's lines? Because we're going to define what the domain is. The domain is the x-coordinate of the ordered pair It's also known as the independent variable. And it's the input value. So those are all the domains. So if they ask you the domain, it's the x-coordinate. It's also known as the independent variable, and it's also known as the input value. Now we're going to talk about the range. The range is the y-coordinate of the ordered pair. And if the domain is the independent variable, what do you think the range is?
The dependent variable?
It is the dependent variable, yes. And if the domain is the input value, what do you think the range is? What?
Output?
Yep, it's the output value. You guys, I'm going to give you a function. What you input into the function, you get an answer. That's your output. That's your range. So we input our x-coordinate to get our y-coordinate. Okay. So you have a relation. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the domain. The domain is going to tell us a lot. So what the domain is going to tell us is whether or not our relation is a function. So to determine if a relation is a function, you need to look at the domain. The domain cannot repeat. The domain should not have any repeating numbers. What that means is, if you have -1 twice, it's no longer a function. So the domain should all be different. So if you look at example 1, every number in the domain, every x-coordinate is different. If you have one number that repeats in the domain, remember this is only the domain, then it's no longer a function. Bless you. Okay, so things that you need to remember. All functions are relations. But not all relations
Or functions?
correct. When we flip it over and we go to do example 2, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a combination of the table, the mapping, the graph, And now we're going to decide what the domain is, what the range is, and then we're going to decide if it's a function or not. Okay, so it says write the relation as a mapping, and then there's a graph, so I want you to do both. So we're going to do both. So we're going to draw 2 circles. We're going to put X here. We're going to put Y here. Now, what did I tell you about our domain? Okay, you ready? So we're going to put them in least to greatest. So we have 4, -1, 2, -1. What's the smallest number?
-1.
So we're going to write -1. Even though it happens twice, we only have to write it once. Okay. What's the next one?
2.
2, and then 4. And now, what is our range? Again, we're going to put them in the smallest to largest. So -7 is the smallest, being this number.
4, 2, 4.
2, then 4, and then 7. Now, where does -1 go?
-7.
-1 goes to -7. 2 goes to,
2.
nope. 2 goes to right here. 4. Oh, crap.
That's 7.
I know, I right up there. So 2 went to 4. Okay, now, so 4 goes to, so we'll do this in order. 4 goes to 2. -1 went to 7. 2 went to 4, and -1 went to 7. Now we need to graph that. We're going to go over to -1, down to -7. 1, 2.
I think I'm doing it wrong.
I'll look at it in a second. Okay, so
I missed that one. The one in the middle.
ready? Now let's do the domain. When you go to do the domain or write the domain, put your little brackets. And now you're going to write the domain. That's the beauty of a mapping, is the mapping actually puts it in order for you. And then you do the range. Now, you guys, there's a couple ways that you can determine whether this relation is a function. You can look to see, hey, I've got -1, I got -1, those repeat. You can look at the fact that the mapping, the -1 goes to -7 and 7. You can also look that your domain is smaller than your range. So no, this is not a function. No, since -1 appears twice, this relation is not a function. Okay, let's do 3 together. Let's do 3 and then I'm not gonna record it, I'm just gonna. So you're gonna go over to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 0, 10 is gonna be up here. And no, they shouldn't be in a straight line. -2, 5, so -2 up to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. And then 8, 0. Again, 8, 0. And they don't necessarily have to be in a line. But what you're looking for is you're looking for your dots not to be in a vertical line. You don't want any dots to be on the same vertical line. That's your up and down lines. So now since we made a table, when I ask you your domain, it needs to be in order from smallest to largest. Okay, so the domain needs to be in order from smallest to largest. So -2 is our smallest number, followed by 0, followed by 5, followed by 8, followed by 10. Then our range should also be in order from smallest to largest. Again, our smallest number is -2, then 0, then 5, then 10. Now, is this relation a function? Yes. Yes, it is. Since all x coordinates are different. You guys can do this. Keep up the good work. Make sure you do your first assignment on Thursday. And don't forget to take the PSAT. Thank you.